Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. If you are already a subscriber, welcome back to the channel. If you are new, welcome to the channel for the first time. The goal of this channel is for us all to learn from each other, to educate and motivate, right? That's why I call the channel by that name. So welcome to the channel. Today, I want to talk about why it's necessary for you to leave your environment sometimes. Like sometimes it's absolutely necessary for you to leave your environment. If you're going to have any kind of growth, you got to leave your environment. So that's what we're going to discuss today. But before we get into that, what I would like for you to do, this is the journey to 5,000. So if you're new here, please subscribe, hit the like button, share the video, and also please feel free to leave your comments. Hitting that like button, definitely subscribing does help with that journey to 5,000 and beyond. And hopefully that you would find something meaningful by joining us here at this channel. So welcome. If I look a little bit tired or sleepy in this video, it's because I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. Just got a lot of stuff going on, but we're powering through, and I'm here. And I just said, you know what, I just need to turn on this camera and talk about this today, and hopefully somebody out there benefits from this message. So no further delays, let's get into it. A lot of the growth that we will experience in life, a lot of that is not going to happen in the environment that we currently live in, right? It's not going to happen in the environment that we live in. And so sometimes we really need to get out of that environment, right? Because if you think about it, you're in an environment where the people are the same. And if the people are the same, the words are the same. And if the words are the same, a lot of times it's because the conversation is the same. And if the conversation is the same, a lot of times that's because the thought process that leads to the words, that leads to the conversation is the same, right? Which means that a lot of the people perhaps within that environment exist with a certain mentality, right? Because think of why they're saying those words, why they're using those words, why they have that thought process. And those words are powerful. Words are powerful. And because you're in an environment where words might not necessarily be contributing to you accomplishing the things that you would like to accomplish in life, it's oftentimes necessary for you to get out of that environment, right? So case in point, I'm going to randomly try to come up with an example here off the top of my head, right? You live in an environment where all people talk about is, they want to steal. Let's just say that. Or all the discussions are about poverty, right? Now, when I say they're about poverty, it's there is never a conversation about how we could move beyond it. It's always of how we exist within it, right? And that's a different conversation. How you could move beyond something is a far different conversation to how you can exist within it. No, yes, you have to exist within it. Nothing, trust me, I know. I grew up with nothing. Nothing changes overnight. You don't just move from having nothing to where you're comfortable financially or whatever the case is. That's not how life is. Things don't happen like that. It takes time for change to occur. But what you want as well is to be in an area, in an environment where people are not just talking about the hustle, but there are conversations of how you could move beyond just the hustle and the bustle of it all, and how you could actually do something beneficial with your life. And what I'm saying is sometimes those conversations don't happen in the environment where you live. Unfortunately, it's just a fact of life for many people, right? And it's not because the people in the environment are bad people. It's not because they don't want good for you or for them a lot of times. It's just because of life circumstances, conversations that might happen elsewhere, for them, that is just a dream. That is just an imagination. That's not a reality that they can perhaps see themselves visualizing themselves living in at any point, perhaps at any point, right? And so it is hard to have conversations about dreams that you do not think might actually become a reality. It's very difficult to to mentally take yourself to a place where you cannot even imagine yourself possibly being one day. I hope that makes sense, right? So if that is the case, then you might be hanging around. And sometimes this is family. I'm not talking about friends. This is family and friends. Sometimes you might be in a situation where even the people who love you, your family, your friends, cannot have conversations with you that would lead to you being where you need to be. Because they are not there. They don't know who they don't know the possibility of being they don't know the possibility of getting there. So they can't have those conversations with you about what it would be like to do this, and what it would be like to go back to school, and what it will be like to be at a university and get a degree, or what it will be like to start your own business, or what it will be like to live in a nice house like that, or drive a nice car like that, because they can't see beyond their circumstances. So you got to leave that environment. Now, leaving, I'm not being unrealistic here. You can't pick up and leave. That's what I'm saying. A lot of times folks can't just pick up and leave. And that's not what I'm saying either. So listen carefully. Leaving your environment and to have conversations in there means that you have to find a way to get out of it. Yes, you're living there, you're sleeping, you're coming back, you're staying there, right? Whatever that environment is, that house, that neighborhood, that community, whatever. But you're going to a church. Maybe the church is in the environment. Maybe it's outside the environment. You're going to a job outside the environment. You've decided to join an organization to do some networking, which is key to opportunities. You decide to join some networking organization, right? Some sort of place where you can go and meet with people who wanted to start small businesses or whatever the case is. And you're surrounding yourself with people who are dreaming. So it doesn't mean you could just pick up and get $500,000 and buy a house and walk out there. And that's not what I'm talking about. That is not possible for most people. But what you do is you're visiting areas and people and hanging out. You're hanging out in places where you can have conversations about the things that you're dreaming about, to begin to realize how those things might be possible in your future. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm encouraging you to do. Find those people and those places to where you could venture out of your circumstances, your environment, your neighborhood, to have the conversations. Because when you have these conversations, they're inspiring, they're enlightening, you're learning, they're engaging, hopefully. And you can network with people now and start to figure out how you can escape from your circumstances. But you cannot stay a lot of times where you are and hope for change to occur. You have to get up and get out and venture off into different areas with different people in a different environment a lot of times to be able to find your way. I'm hoping that I'm making sense. That's what you have to do a lot of times. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. Don't just sit there and, just be upset or become more depressed or give up on your dreams or whatever the case is, get up, venture out, and meet the people and go to the places and network and talk to people and figure out how to get out of your circumstances. That's today's message. Look, and at the end of every video, I say, I'm always going to do this. I want you to do something good for someone. And doing good doesn't mean you have to be rich. You don't have to have a ton of money to help somebody. You can cut someone's yard. You could do good for someone. I believe in karma. Do good for someone. It'll come back to you. And then do good by yourself. Do something good for you. Make a decision. Go to school. Start your business. Get out of that bad relationship. Whatever it is that you need to do, do something good for you. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to hit the like button. Till next time, peace.